You're watching Dave and Keith on Net Talk 757, your one-stop shop for volleyball on Hampton Roads.
So I just started talking, and there was no light on. And Dave points at it and says, the light's not on. A little secret. When we interviewed Virginia Wesleyan coaches, Dave screwed up so bad. Mm-hmm. He talked for like 5 minutes, 6 minutes before I even started the camera. I don't know what he was thinking. Anyway.
And the worst part about it is you're supposed to be our technical operator, and you forgot to start the camera. That's the only job you had the whole day. The whole interview, you had one job to do. Turn on the camera, turn off the camera.
Shh, I'm trying to talk.
It's your ADD. We should be sponsored by, like, what is it, Ritalin that helps that out?
I have no idea.
We should be sponsored by them. They should have to sponsor us.
Are you done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Can I talk now?
You can.
How you doing? Welcome to Net Talk 757 with Keith. So, anyway, yeah, you can tell we're having some fun tonight. We just wanted to talk a little bit about. Yeah, it's late. We're yeah. Should we be honest?
No.
Okay, we're not gonna be honest. We're recording a couple of these things, just so we can have them for later. But anyways, in this little segment or this little episode, Dave kind of came up with the idea of let's both just kind of pick, something about. Was it just juniors volleyball or volleyball?
Let's just do juniors volleyball.
Right.
Volleyball is such a big. There's so many components.
I know what I'm going to say.
So just juniors volleyball.
It's different. I've just changed my mind.
Well, that's good. That's fine. So we're talking about juniors volleyball, and we basically were saying, the juniors game is pretty good, but obviously, the juniors game doesn't have its own set of rules. That the rules are coming down from a higher level of play. And so whether you're playing AAU or whether you're playing USAV events, those rules are being put into place for higher volleyball.
Right.
Older age, older level.
More skills. More mature body level.
More mature body movements. More knowledge of coaches. A little bit more tactical in some ways and technical in some ways as to why those rules came in. And so in many cases, those rules that are put into place don't necessarily fit the technical level of juniors.
Right.
And so if there was a rule or two that we could change in juniors, if we had the power to do it, to maybe make the game a little bit better for juniors levels players, what would that be? And maybe you have some rules too, and we can keep this discussion going, and you can post, a rule that you don't like or you think would make the game better, and, we can just continue this discussion right there on the Facebook page and whatever. But we're going to discuss our two here real quick and see if you agree with us. You don't have to by any means, but, these are the two rules that we think would maybe help out the juniors game in general and why we feel that way. So Keith is going to go first.
Well, and if you happen to see either of us at a tournament, stop us. You know
what
I mean? Teach Dave how to use his video recorder on his cell phone, and he can video.
That may take a while.
Well, they'll know how to do it.
Okay.
So you could give your response to him.
Sure.
And if you see me at a tournament, I usually have a video camera with me, but I know how to use my video.
Right. We'll put you on.
And we'll put it on as a response to this. So,
right.
Anyways, what is mine? A second ago, I was thinking it would be. First contact doubles. I kind of hate that, but really, your lead in there made me actually think of a rule that I do think needs to be changed because it becomes such a challenge when our girls are transitioning from juniors to high school.
Okay,
and that's being able to touch the net.
Oh, okay,
right,
right.
Truthfully, it's a great role as a setter. How many times have we gotten passes that are so tight, and in juniors you're able to lean into that net,
right?
And get that ball out of there clean,
right.
There's no penalty. But
right.
You go into high school
You can't touch it at all.
You can't touch it at all. I know a couple friends
College,
of mine,
you can't touch it at all.
College or, yeah, exactly.
Right. So our seniors who are used to being all over it, going to college and, 3 months later, 2 months later, they can't touch it at all.
Well, I can tell you, in high school, I mean, I didn't have a lot of kids that played club ball when I was coaching girls, but I had a lot of friends who coached.
Mm-hmm.
They spend that first month trying to break their setters and break their middles to get them out of the net, because that control that, where you're making sure you're nowhere near it is gone in juniors. You can just plow right into that net and there's no issue. So that's one I would definitely get rid of.
Yeah, and at the older age levels, I can understand again why they got rid of it. The little ticky-tack thing shouldn't stop the play on a great play. The last thing you want is for, girls or guys who are leaping out of the gym, their knee barely touches the bottom of the net when they're doing some type of blocking movement, and the ball's still alive and everyone's excited, and the down ref calls them into the net because their knee touches the net, which had nothing to do with the play. So I understand the reason that it went in, but it can get a little crazy,
in high school,
especially at the younger age levels and in the juniors level.
Yeah, I mean, you're teaching middle school kids, they're playing juniors volleyball, and it might be their first experience, and then they show up at middle school, and that coach has got to retrain them to keep them away from the net.
Right. And I don't know how long it would take, but it's just an annoyance. I think it's an annoyance, and it can make the game very, very sloppy, especially at the younger age levels, and in some ways a little bit dangerous. I can see where some dangerous situations can come in with that too.
So what about you?
Well, mine is a little bit different, I guess, but I think one thing that would really help out the juniors situation would be unlimited subs. And my complaint with that is, while I like it as a coach, because that adds in the tactical part of coaching, you know what I mean, and I'm going up against another coach and they're using a lot of subs and I'm using a lot of subs, and okay, when are they going to maybe not put in the sub because they could run out of subs, and when should I not put in subs because I don't want to run out of subs. I like that. That's fun for me. I like the chess match. I like the, tactical part of it. Is that really what juniors should be about? I don't think it should necessarily be about the coaches. I think juniors is there to develop players. And so why would we want to limit players on the amount of times they can go in and out of the game? Why do we want to see a great match, right, at up to 21-21, and then the coach realizes they've run out of subs, and now your middle or your outside or your right side who never plays back row, but you don't have a defensive specialist to put in for them because you're out of subs, has to play back there, and a team just nitpicks them to death and wins the match, not because they necessarily were a better team, but because you ran out of subs. Yes, that's on the coach and whatever, and but I just don't know if juniors volleyball should be directed at that. To me, juniors volleyball should be directed for the kids. So why would we ever want to limit the number of kids that can get into a match? Now, high school, fine, whatever. College, definitely have a sub, because now you're talking about coaches who are professionals, right? They should be spending their time learning the game more, figuring out rotations, those types of things. Now it becomes a tactical match with the coaches as much as it becomes a technical match with the players. But for juniors, I just think that we lose out a little bit on having the sub rule.
I think that's fair. So what do you think, right? What's something that could be that you don't like that you want to change? My first initial thing was going to be first contact doubles. The libero overhead setting in front of the 10-foot line. What's a rule that you don't like? They just changed this one. The liberos can serve now in USA. It used not to be able to.
Right, a couple years ago, and AAU I think was the first one to bring it in, and now USA I believe has brought it in too. Right, so now they can serve.
Sure.
So one rotation.
So anything that you could think of, post below. Even use your cell phone, put your own video, and put it in the comments below.
Right.
So.
Yeah. Sounds good. Keep liking our page. Keep getting people to check out the page. The more input we get, the more discussion goes on about volleyball in Hampton Roads, the better everyone becomes in the sport that we all enjoy playing. So
and click right around here. That little logo right there, you'll subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Awesome.
All right, talk to you soon.
Catch you later.
And